And it's time to go live from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott with the morning steam for Monday, November 6th. Uh, Ready to go. Look, this is kind of what got me in trouble in my last online show situation. You guys don't need me for 135 college basketball games today, but I'll be here. We'll try a new segment today. I want you to be ready for at the end of the show when I go college football rapid fire. Get your favorite games together. I see. Look, Blake's going to ask me. I knew this is the segment. I said I know Blake's going to come in there. He's going to want to talk about this game. It's almost a standalone game, right? It's going to be me against the bookmaker today, analyzing the moves. Not a lot of analysis. Get your favorite college basketball games ready at the end of the show. I got a couple. I'll preview 135 games. I mean, I don't know where you want to go. And you know what? A lot of the top teams are playing, uh, other teams, if you will, 27, 15, 17, 20 point favorites. So we'll see. But I just want to alert everybody right now at the end of the show. We're going to try at least for the first few days or week or two and see. Well, maybe we'll even keep track, or we'll have somebody. You guys will keep track, and hey, if we go down with the ship, we'll stop. But you know how it'll shift. The schedule will shift. I mean, we have a billion games we can go over today. Thank you all for coming in here, and I know why you're here. So uh, we'll preview Monday Night Football. We'll preview uh, only 13 NBA games and four on the ice. And whatever else you want to cover today, let me know and we'll do it. We'll be here for probably 2 hours or more. I'll stay with you until you want to get rid of me. And look, there's so many games, and if you want to listen, one popular podcaster did a breakdown of every single college basketball game. Believe it or not, it was a 5 hour and 15-minute podcast. Imagine how long it took for that man to prep. I mean, he's got a mind like no other. Um, if you know who I'm talking about. And we could do that too if you want to stick around here for 5 hours. But I'll just throw out some picks and see how we do. I've got plays rolling in, steam moves, market moves. They're so fast and furious with college basketball's opening day right now, and I want to be here for you guys to get you the information that you want. Hear you guys popping off in the Discord already. Let me turn that off. Appreciate you guys, especially Gerardo and Brent and the crew in there, getting things rolling. Gerardo's got us covered, I hope, in soccer. I don't even have an agreement. I've just told him through this medium. You're our soccer guy, basically, in there. I mean, there are matches today. I'm starting to include the matches on my schedule here as well to let you know I'm committed to our soccer coverage. I don't know, for me, the featured game, I'm a little different, but I watched my San Diego Wave in a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to the OL Reign last night, and they don't make it to the finals. It'll be Gotham FC. They upset Portland, so it'll be Gotham against OL Reign. Both great teams that deserve to go to the NWSL finals. If you're into that, and that one's on the big screen next week. But the women's professional league, even if you guys aren't. And we got other important things to talk about. And Blake was here to open the doors, and Ferner says good morning to the team, and that's what we're about. We're a team, team steam. That's us. Let's start carrying that flag around a little bit, huh? And let people know who we are. I think we've got a name. Look, it was just by chance. I mean, of course, I'm Mr. Steam or whatever, but um, we're going to try to dive more into those market aspects here, especially with college basketball, where it's tough because do you have time to follow? Do you only follow one, two, 5 games? Ferner here, it's Motivation Monday. It's motivation every day with Ferner here. And Blake, his uh, keyboard wasn't working. He was saying he wanted, this is what I was talking about. He wanted the preview of his teams going at it, but I thought he was just saying hi to me. He was saying, Maho, Ramon, Maho. Hope I could say that. Ferner's got picks here already. Hello, everybody. Hi, Perky. What a weekend we had, huh, Perky? All around the YouTube. And, you do a great job. I know everybody's going to give you a hard time, but I'm right behind you every time because you got the picks. All right. Thank you, you guys. Yep. How are we going to do it? How are we going to do it, Jose, with all these games tonight? Perky thinks he's got to be doing some. Uh, yeah, well, no, I think it's a lot of. If you know who I'm talking about, Perky, I think it's a lot of energy drinks. I think there's some beer mixed in there and a long run. All right, and that's how he does it. And then he goes on and does a 3-hour show every night. So, you know what? I'm practicing. How do I stay on the look? I want to talk to you guys. Chad, hey, Chad, talking about Monday Night Football. He says Chargers are due buy high, sell low. Which right? We think about that. And sometimes it is a little bit of a reverse psychology. Thank you, Gerardo and Fernando. Thank you so much. Fernando, get in there, please, in the Discord. Let's mix it up. I want the best soccer coverage here. I guess my featured game, I know that Gerardo and Fernando, even though Gerardo as well, will give you any league, anytime, anywhere. I mean, I do focus on our domestic league because I think it's the right thing to do. Of course, I love those uh, domestic leagues abroad, and we'll look at those as well. But there is an MLS playoff game tonight. The conclusion of a uh, home and home tonight. All right, I've caught up with the comments. Thank you guys for those great comments. There are already 3 dozen of you in here, probably waiting, or I don't know what you're waiting for. You probably just want to talk with each other. Who wants to ride with me at this point? I just keep giving it back. Win, lose, it's not been great, and I feel like the Vegas Golden Knights last night. Laid some chalk. Could you believe what happened? Let's talk about some of the games. Give me 5 minutes, please, to talk about the past games. And before we get into tonight's games, if we can we talk NFL here from yesterday? The game we were on the air yesterday. Kansas City defense saved the game. Fumble recovery with those final possessions. The Chiefs 59-yard fumble return. Mahomes 2 TDs. Chiefs just 45 yards in the second half, but Tua 3 sacks, fumble. Kansas City wins, and Miami, for all it's worth, they can't beat the best teams right now. They beat up on everybody else. So that's a little bit of an issue there. Uh, the other story, I guess, I mean, we could just, do I need to talk? I'll just, Josh Dobbs, Josh Dobbs, Josh Dobbs, Josh Dobbs, Josh Dobbs, Josh Dobbs. All right, there's that segment. I mean, this guy was unbelievable. The first 2 plays, you were like, well, I guess you knew why, right? First of all, you're wondering if you got a guy like Josh Dobbs, who is, we saw him in Arizona. We're happy with this guy for what he did in Arizona, right? A miracle worker to a certain extent. They couldn't win any games, but he kept them in games. They didn't even cover any spreads, but they were just missing the spreads. That's how bad that team is, right? But Josh Dobbs was the only guy who ever did anything in those games. His combination of run and pass is hard for teams to handle. First 2 plays come out, right? First one, right? You get Dobbs. Okay, I kind of get it. The rookie has at least been there. Kevin O'Connell's my guy for all the heat that he gets. I thought his post game was great. Uh, but okay, so the rookie, yeah, I understand that. Especially Josh Dobbs. He's not. Rookie gets hurt, almost gets killed out there. Dobbs comes in, first 2 plays. You're like, well, okay, I see why Dobbs wasn't going to. And then Dobbs takes off running on 1 play. And then all of a sudden, and then the passes too and everything, just crazy, right? I mean, yeah, Kirk Cousins is Hopefully, he's rehabbing and be back for this team still, and his career's hopefully not over. Josh Dobbs doesn't seem like the franchise rescue, but that was wild. I mean, maybe he is. I mean, maybe he's just not on a good team, and this team's a little bit better and than at Arizona. A guy can just walk right in, and maybe this is something that Matt says. Look at these guys, right? And Gerardo, we have a saying here, Gerardo. I didn't even know, but because I'm just trying to get into the scene here in Vegas. But you know what we're saying here, and I'm fighting with this one because I wanted to be. I'm a Chargers fan, so I can't like the Raiders. But I'm in Vegas and I like local things. I mean, that's the type of person I am. And I guess maybe I don't have to show allegiance to the Chargers. I'm about to rip them here in a few minutes. But the Raiders take back Raider Nation is what we're saying here in Las Vegas. Uh, could this man actually been such a huge look chemistry, cancers, and all that? That's a terrible word to use. Um, People who bring your uh, organization down with their attitude, personality, or ego, right? And that's a lot of what goes into a lot of this stuff to a certain extent. And um, oh, great point. So Matt's ready to send Dion here. But anyways, let me just continue on with Dobbs because comes off the bench, 225 yards of total offense, throws the game-winning touchdown. Yeah, was he a little bit crazy? But hey, you have nothing to lose, right? And for Atlanta, they're a little bit too stiff here with their whole organization, I guess, at this point. Heineke, look, I lost a premium there, and I don't know if I would have been on it with Dobbs. I don't know if I would have been. The Atlanta felt like the spot. Uh, Everybody thought Heineke was going to be an upgrade over Ritter. I'm not sure that was the case, but they could have made a mistake there. It's easy to say right now. Anyways, Cleveland shut out Arizona with 7 sacks. The Rams uh, beat the or the Packers beat the hopeless Rams with Brett Rippon back there. They didn't even make their quarterback known until game day, so they were able to beat the Rams without Stafford. It just shows what a difference that makes, right? Washington and the Patriots. How about Sam Howell? With the leadership there in the win, and they get the interception late. Bears and Saints. Saints defense, 5 takeaways, and the Bears, the bag man, 220 yards, but 3 interceptions. Saints win that one. Ravens over Seattle at an under premium there. Lamar in the game. Tampa Bay and Houston game of the day. CJ Stroud. I guess that's I kind of buried the lead on this one, right? Stroud. It's real. It's real. It's not. Let's see. He's just a rookie, right? There doesn't seem to be any question that the CJ Stroud situation is real. You just got a pretty decent organization, right? That kind of rebuilding it quickly, still kind of hanging their hat with the defense. And when you get lucky and get a guy like this, it seems like the sky's the limit right now for Stroud. A rookie record. Passing yardage set the rookie record for most passing yards in a game. CJ Stroud, the record for the most yards in a game by a rookie quarterback in the history of the league, 470 yards. CJ Stroud, it is for real. There will be ups and downs. That you're willing to deal with it right now, and magic. So no doubt. And the thing that you need the complete package, right? But if you can get that combination of a little bit of defense and good quarterback play, no doubt, no doubt. And that was the thing about. Um, right, this one was a mistake on my part. Should have saw that coming, but again, I'm trying to talk about the Texans defensively, and they had to rely on Stroud. But hopefully, you get what I'm saying there. Or hopefully, you tell me on that one. All right, Bryce Young, not two great Colts looked better defensively. They overwhelmed Young. So right now that's the one I'm getting wrong a little bit. And he does look a little bit just scared out there, intimidated. Talk about the Raiders last night. I went in on Perky to just one of the chat. I said, well, for me, I've got a bet on Max Crosby to get over a half of a quarterback murder, and they knocked Jones. Not funny now. Jones looks like he may have an ACL tear. Raiders with their new coach, 8 sacks, 2 picks. They start the rookie quarterback. Maybe questionable decision. Didn't matter. 200 yards passing Josh Jacobs when you're running like that, and the defense goes off. Here was the thing: Raiders should have been an easy call in this one. Yeah, we had him on the show or whatever, but it was really Max Crosby against that Giants offensive line, just miserable right now. Uh, Cowboys and Eagles. Eagles get it 28-23 in the big late game. If you missed it, Eagles 5 sacks. They recovered a fumble. They had a goal line stop. Hurts 2 touchdown passes. Dak was awesome. CD Lamb another double-digit reception game, nearly 200 yards. But the Eagles win this huge game. And then the late one was the Bills and the Bengals, and Burrow looking pretty good despite the bloody finger, the healing, got to get heat on his calf. Still throws for 350 and 2 touchdowns. T. Higgins went off. Josh Allen, more mistakes. Uh, Probably cost him the game to a certain extent with the interception and the fumble. All right, you guys. I mean, we're spending enough time trying to talk about NFL, but I just wanted to see how you guys did, and we'll get to the previews of the games today. But obviously, a big day. I don't even know what else we could talk about from the action yesterday, but there were some crazy results, especially the Vegas Golden Knights blowing that 2-0 lead as a $1.75 favorite. Felt like a bargain to me. Look, I mean, if anybody's been hyping up Anaheim, I certainly have been part of that. And we talked about yesterday. I said, "Wow, this is great, man! Anaheim, ooh, this is wonderful." And yeah, the Vegas. And Brent warned me. He said, "Hey, don't forget they had to travel." I'm like, Brent. I didn't say it, but I'm like, Brent, come on. I mean, I've flown to Vegas, 100 times in my life. It takes like 45 minutes to get to Southern California, uh, in and out of the airport, practically. But uh, you know, you're right. And they just fell apart, collapsed in the third period. Anaheim 4-2. I've moved them up. If anybody's looking back there, I've moved the Ducks up in those ratings in the Pacific. Man, some of these teams, they've really improved. And the Ducks, still not willing to call them a contender just yet. I mean, right now, obviously they're in there. But Solo says college basketball today. Uh, are you being facetious, brother? Anyways, 135 games, and at the end of the segment, at the end of the show, college rapid fire. You guys pick the game. I'll try to come up with the pick. Let's see how I do. It's my numbers against the book. I'll read the market. I might come up with the pick, and then that's how we'll play it. And might if we don't, hopefully you have. If I start to stumble, we have dead air because I can't find the game. Just have the game, you guys. I mean, I'm old school. I say, oh, get rotation number. You hear me kind of say it. And I've looked at college basketball all day yesterday. I didn't do my college lines football show. That might be going away. With the I know the Saturday card or the well, I don't think we're expecting 135 games. Today, everybody's all the teams are fired up and getting the jump on everybody. All right, I see Steam moves coming in here. Maybe I can recite some of them as they come in before we get to the previews. But we're going to go over to Tony'sPicks.com and see how the handicappers did. We are covering it, Solo. I'm not. I hope you guys know when I, bust you guys a little bit. I mean, you guys are the most important thing in my life at this point. So I'm glad you're here with me every day. All right, I'm going over to Tony'sPicks.com right now. Games are moving, lines are moving. We probably just sit here and talk about the moves, and that would give enough coverage. But over at Tony'sPicks.com, we have our premium picks. So this is going to be my turnaround point here over last week. because college basketball is here, and if I can't pick and choose out of this, I might get out of the business. So let's just focus in on these games in college basketball. You're going to get high volume from me for sure. I mean, I don't know, on a day like today, it might be more than 3, 5, or 7 picks, depending on how these go. First day, okay, maybe even I can trim it down. We'll give out a lot of picks on the show, put some in beta with you guys and see how it goes. All right. Let's take a look at the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot over at Tony'sPicks.com and see who did the job yesterday on NFL Sunday. Probably Sam Murdy. We know he had props. So he was 13-4. That's a huge day on NFL Sunday. Good for. Are you guys seeing? Let me see. Do I have it on the screen? You got okay. Let me also put our show banner up here. All right. Looking for producers of my show. No pay. Guess I'm not going to get anybody. Hollywood Sam here, strong day, 73% yesterday. Tony T, let's just take a moment. Tony goes 4-0. Keeps that roll going, I want to say here, no doubt. Rolls the board yesterday with a 4-0 performance, including those NFL games. Nick Bartini also 4-0. He's the face of Platinum Cappers. Ben Ruhala loaded up not in insides and props here, 15-11 on the day. Ronnie Crawford, 3-1-1. Platinum Bella won her only play on NFL Sunday. Ralph Raymond did as well. Tiffany Mance, 2-1. Nick Lagaretto's in the profit, as was the GM there. Where's Ramon? Better get those college basketball games started. For the last 7 days, Ben Ruhala, he leads the way over 4 3/4 units. Nick Bartini, nearly 4 1/4 units of profit. Tony T up 4 units. Chauncey Giles, 3.5 units. Ronnie Crawford up 2 3/4 units. Last 30 days, it's Hollywood Sam. He's up nearly 23 1/3 units. Chauncey Giles up over 20.5 units. Ben Ruhala, 13 1/3 units, and probably Samba Murdy is up over 11 units. Joseph Schultz up nearly 8.5 units over the last 30 days with the premium picks. They're over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine. On Sunday, we'll be firing away in college basketball. You know it. And also tonight, NFL, NBA, NHL. There's some international soccer from my guys. Certainly today, I know we'll be looking for plays here probably from Italy today. It's Monday Night Football, so we got the doubleheader from Italy. We've got the Premier League feature, Tottenham and Chelsea, and we've got La Liga as well as my playoff game tonight with Real Salt Lake and Houston Dynamo at RSL, and Houston leads 1-0 after the first game. How's that for a preview? All right. Check it out here. 3 packs, 5 packs, 7 packs from our crew. Ben has a 3-pack, 2 in the NBA, 1 in the NFL. He's got prop plays in the NFL. Joseph Schultz, Nick Bartini's got a 3-pack of NBA barbecue chicken winners. Holy moly. I've got, you had me at chicken. All right. $15 plays from Tony and Daniel Walasachuk. Best bet here, Nick and Tony. All right. You guys are done with that. And use that promo code Tony T at checkout. Thanks for bearing with me there on the commercial. We're a half hour in. Time to check out the plays. And Jerry's here today. Thank you, Jerry, for coming. And Darren ready. That early game. That's one of the ones that we're going to We have, I think, 3 games we're going to look at for sure. But like I said, every game is open. Get your NCAA questions ready. And here's Tone. There are levels to this. You know it. And he's got some plays here for us. Looks like, is that all college hoop with Miami? Right? We got a little, or is there a NBA Miami? Better check. Tone, I appreciate you. I know better than that. I probably could figure it out. But Nathan's got some plays as well. and Terrell. We didn't. Yeah, we talked to rights. We talked a little. I don't know if we're going to add any college football coverage right now from what we talked about yesterday. Did talk about the emotions of the Trojans. Thomas must have missed the time change or something, or did I miss the time change? Did I put the wrong time on here? Did the YouTube not change it? Am I early or late? We were on time yesterday. It feels like 6:30. I have way more energy for the next couple of days because of the time change, right? I mean, how else I've been able to talk for a half an hour straight and not get to one game yet? All right. I'm ready if you are. Dun 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 dun. 10 seconds to air. Chargers and Jets, Monday Night Football from the Meadowlands. And the Chargers are really a 3-point favorite here against anybody on the road. You guys were just talking about a sib for defense. The Chargers can't stop anybody. Even Zach Wilson probably could find some success here against this sorry defensive unit. Good thing they've got uh, Herbert there to lead the way and try to pass against this tough Jets defense. I mean, can even Herbert and the Chargers have any offensive success here against a Jets team that basically is still saved the season because of a great defense? And we'll give a tiny little bit of credit this much to Zach Wilson because well, I'm afraid when I start motioning on these cameras now, we'll start to get the special effects going. I don't know. Uh, give just a little bit of credit to Wilson. Maybe that is the role that he was best suited for, anyways. Be coming off the bench, with Rodgers out, and all they got to do, you hear it. If the defense can just get them, stay in there, they can get all the, they can still do it. Rodgers is healing at a miraculous pace because of Peruvian extract teas, and maybe we all should try a little Peruvian extract tea when we're not feeling too good. Anyways, the Chargers, these are the games where they're an absolute mess. Whenever you got to put this team on a plane and send them 3,000 miles away, well, I can't just broad brush it like that, but basically what I'm saying is when they're a road favorite 3,000, this is not Herbert's best role, that's for sure. And Zach Wilson as a home dog, 6-5 against the spread. Now that's not, I'm not, that's not 20-2 or anything like that. But Herbert is under 500. I believe it's 11-17. I want to say as a road favorite, or is it, no, that might be too many games. Let me see if I have it here. Okay, with Staley, they're only 4-5-2 as a road favorite, so that kind of eliminates that a little bit. But definitely, as a Herbert as a road favorite, has not been a good proposition. Oh, let me see if I have that. Oh, I'm not gonna. Uh, Still, the Chargers with their situation, right? That's what it is to me for this team to go on the road. It's just not comfortable in any right. They're not clutch. The Chargers are, and hey, look, the Jets are not any. We're not here to say that their organization is popping off with Woody either. Let's see. You guys got the Brent has something on the Jets, so I'll put that in there. Fernando wants to go under 39. Look, the move is obviously to the under here, right? That's the tough part about this call because, of course, I want to go into my usual and I don't want to even want to waste your time with it, right? You sit here with me long enough talking about prime time unders. First of all, don't throw out the fact that you got a Monday night home dog, uh, you know, dating back to, 1970, whenever it started, it seemed like. Monday night home dogs are always the money. And so far, talking about primetime unders, well, it's mostly because of Monday night. So far, the Monday night unders are 9-1, 9 unders and 10 over and 1 over in the 10 games. Remember, they had a couple extra games on Monday night. those 2 weeks. So I don't trust the Chargers at all here. Uh, but I agree with Fernando. I mean, this should be. It feels like it should be an under. Like it will play to the Jets. So I favor the Jets. The Jets need to have a controlling type game, right? But the thing that does concern me is the Chargers have such a bad defense that maybe Wilson, is able to trade a little bit. Maybe he has one of his better. This look, we know the Chargers can rush the passer a little bit, but when I know they don't have much of a home field advantage, but does seem like they perform a little bit better in their rented stadium. Brent, thanks for all your contributions in the. I know we're doing a Chargers video here. I say Chargers, Monday Night Football video here. Blake does like the over. So, okay, Thomas, I think we can cover that in just a second here. Let me keep that. Anyways, let me finish up here. I mean, the Jets they've won 3 straight. They've covered the spread and 3 of their last 4 with a one push. They get off to very slow starts, no doubt about it. Um, with Salah, they're just 8-10 against the spread as a home underdog, but we know Wilson, has been there for one season longer. I think one season longer than that, basically, right? So, uh, Jets 5-9-1 against the spread their last 15 games with spread of 3 points or less. So I'm going under here with a couple folks. It looks like, and right here's the other thing. It's almost a trigger once you reach that 39 is when you start thinking under a little bit more because the percentage of games I think it's 61% right now at under 40 points or less at under 61%, which is a little bit over the average at this point for unders. With the games are going under here, but missing out on plenty of value. You could have had a little bit better line. It did open at some early joints at 43 and a half. I think the general opener was mostly about felt like 40 and a half actually. And Terrell says, Eckler no matter what. But I still, yeah, I mean, hey, he's the man you always need to have. I mean, he basically is going to rely on Eckler. I mean, and again, I mean, you could be the Chargers solution, maybe Eckler, but uh, again, you're against playing one of the best defense. It is unquestioned that the Jets, defense, uh, pretty top notch. I mean, they definitely have saved the day here. It's a great matchup for Zach Wilson. It is a great matchup for the Chargers to run the ball too. The Jets, they are a much better pass defense than run defense, but I think that the pass defense is so effective, and I don't know, teams kind of get away from it, but Eckler should be fine tonight. I would think Keenan Allen should also probably be okay. I worry about Johnson is an interesting prospect, but there are just too many Jets cover guys to think that any of these guys will be a factor. Johnston and even Davis today. You've got Keenan Allen and you've got Gerald Everett too, and it could work out for Gerald Everett tonight. But the Jets, I would think Wilson might have one of his better games. All they got to do really is protect to him and get it to Garrett Wilson, and Garrett Wilson can have a strong game as well. All right, thanks for all that. I'll take the under as my free play, and again, I look at it as if who does look at the 1-9 NFL primetime? Yeah, I mean betters, right? How about guys with apps just sitting at home that like to bet? Well, maybe they do too. I don't know. Still Monday night, right? You want to think that the reason why you always get value with the under is because, and again, do we have to look at those ticket counts and numbers or trust them or whatever? So I don't know. Thank you guys. That's Monday Night Football, and My Chargers, I don't feel comfortable at all laying any points on the road with my Chargers, but I'm going to go under, and I'll put it at 39. I'll put it at 39 here on the screen, and I believe we are seeing plenty of 30. Let me look. I say we're gonna. Oh, we'll keep you updated. Yeah, 39 and a half looks like kind of the wide ranging number right now. So I'll still grade it at 39 here just to make you guys feel a little comfortable. But this thing is already it's gone down, no doubt about it. The move has been to the under all the way, all week long, and if anything, I'd say it's also been to the Chargers. I saw as low as 1.5. I've seen as high as 4. Juiced, obviously, and again, I mean, any line you can have any line you want. At some most decent books, right? You can bend it down anything you want. Just talking about the line that's closest to maybe $1.10, and how it kind of sneaks up and down at some spots, looking for a little action here and there. I use proprietary database that provides that information. I just don't make it up. All right. All right. Under it is for me. Herbert, I'm not worried about the finger injury at this point. It looks a little goofy, especially with it being all big middle finger or whatever, but um, I don't think it's affecting. It just seems to get improving each time out there right now. Okay, let me get back now, real quick, to the question for Thomas. He looks like he was asking about a teaser here, and let me find that and talk a little teaser action with Thomas. So what you can do, Thomas, today, if you wanted to, especially with all this college basketball, is you could have a combination teaser where you could take one of your favorite football games. Well, there's one football game, and you could take it, and there'll probably be some other options that look very similar to what Thomas has typed there on the screen. I'm sorry if I'm boring anybody here, but Thomas is one of my day oneers, so he gets this full. So Thomas, you can have on your game tonight on the Chargers and the Jets. You can get 6 point teaser here. I think you know a little bit what you mean, but why do you're probably asking why can I have baskets for and football for? So here, what you can do is you could take your regular 6 point teaser. You might be familiar with your an NFL teaser of 6 points. Well, you could take the Jets tonight as maybe the suggestion there was by Gerardo, I think, says take the Jets to +9. So 6 point teaser now instead of getting the Chargers or the Jets +3. Now I'm getting +9. And well, I want to tease them, but I don't have another football game, and I don't like the total in the football game. So maybe I'm going to tease them tonight with the Lakers. Let's see. I'm getting 1 point with the Lakers, or let's just say it's one. I'll look in a few minutes. Maybe it's a pick 'em now. I don't know, but whatever it was. Okay, so let's call it Heat 1, and I want to take the Lakers. So give me now the Lakers +5 points. So I've got a teaser here. I'm getting 6 points with the Jets. Or nine total, and then I'm getting my points with the Lakers in a teaser as well. I'm trying to hit that 2 leg. So that probably that one. Oh, I'm talking and talking and talking and talking. I didn't see that. Sorry. All right, let's continue on. I was thinking, let me make sure I get it to my man. All right. Well, it's a huge card tonight in the NBA. Where to start? Where to start with tonight's action here? In the NBA. We'll kind of cover these kind of quickly. There's a lot of games. We want to get to our new segment as well, but I've got the Spurs here against the Pacers. The Pacers currently up to about an 8.5 point favorite. This total has moved quite. Oh, the total I had is wrong there, you guys. So already a screw up. Sorry about that. I'll call the total 238 right now. Could be 238 and a half, and there hasn't been much movement at all. Let's almost start the segment over here. Spurs at Pacers. Pacers -8.5, and the total 238 and a half. Okay, I think that's where we can kind of go here with this one. Let me rearrange things here for my NBA segment. All right. Like I said, not much movement here. It's not much movement here in this one, but definitely have seen uh, a gradual move. Uh, the move itself that there has been maybe open 237 and a half up to as high as 239. The reported steam did come in here on the over, and I'm not sure that I agree with it necessarily. I kind of want to look to go under in this one, but I also think the Pacers are now up to 8.5. They were as low as 6.5. So there is a move on the side for sure. I'm sorry about that. Again, I think I just had the wrong line typed in, and that's kind of got me off track here a little bit. Jamal says he likes the Spurs in this one. And thank you, Thomas. Like and smash. And not much else from you guys here. Maybe I'd give you a moment here because I've screwed up a little bit with the start of the uh, game preview here with these two teams. But for sure, for me, if I see this move coming in on the Pacers against, look, San Antonio, this has been pleasant so far. I think everything's positive news with the Spurs. If anything, right, we want to see a little bit more from the Pacers at this point. Bookmakers are certainly expecting the Pacers here, to we're already seeing it. Uh, Terrell says too many points. No, too many points. He says here. I don't know. I feel like this might be. Let's dial it back. We've already seen the Spurs. Maybe they were playing a little bit better team, but we've already seen them get beat up pretty good so far. You guys seem to be on the Spurs, man. Unanimous. It feels like we look. I'm looking for trying to figure out how I can get the consensus plays with you guys and trying to figure it out and do it in a timely fashion. I just know here I think we're in a disagreement mode, so it wouldn't matter. This move has to mean something to me here. Ferner says, "Yeah, maybe if I can get 10 points, I'm willing to do it. I'll take the Pacers here going against you guys here. It looks like maybe Ferner can side with me a little bit here if he's asking for 10, but this one has only gone up. There is the move. There is a move from as low as a 6.5 opener up to 8.5 now. I prefer the move actually, so I am going to lay it here with the Spurs. I'm sorry, with the Pacers. I'll lay it with the Pacers. There has to be something to this move from 6.5 to 8.5, despite what we've said right now about like the positive things that are going on. I would say with the Spurs right now, they've still ended up on the short end of some pretty one of a couple of one-sided games. Oh no, the Pacers have some ability as well. Both teams are 3-3, not only straight up but against the spread. I will note that both these teams are combined 10-2 to the over so far this season. Maybe I'm saving it for like I said, reported steam has come in on the over. I'll say that I've struggled a little bit on these 240 games. I've got them, and this is one again where I'm not sure. I totally want to go premium under here, but I've gotten these wrong. They've been tending to go over, and these are the ones that I'm getting just uh, wrong right now. So what you're supposed to do, I mean, this is what you do as a cat. I keep trying to find reasons and solutions. Good, good. Then I'm all about at this point. There's no doubt it's real. Will like I said after the last performance. Are there going to be 3-point games out there to come? I think there is going to be with him, but obviously the potential is there for 40-point game. We just almost saw it. So there's no doubt in the combination of inside out play that he has and his ability to work together with a probable Hall of Famer. So um, I hope there's enough people that are kind of like I said. One thing about Wembanyama, and hopefully there are people that do think like this. But I saw one of the preeminent analysts that everyone thinks really is one of the best analysts on NBA on out of all NBA television, and he said that Wembanyama reminds him of Bol Bol. So that doesn't work for me. I don't think you're watching the same game I am, Mister. Uh, uh, multi-time NBA champion, former great center. Uh, do you know what you're looking at? Because I feel like I'm looking at a long-time NBA All-League performer that could be a world champion. And I'm not sure. I mean, maybe I haven't been around quite as long or seen enough. I mean, I watched you play, and you needed some help. You needed some help. Um, you did some things that no human could do. But anyways, yeah, Vassell groin injury, doubtful for this one. Jalen Smith is active here for the Pacers. I'm going to take the Pacers in this one. Thank you, Terrell, for a great comment. The Dallas Mavericks are going to take on the Orlando Magic in NBA action here for Monday. We've we're an hour in. We previewed two games. Here's Orlando uh, here in this one. They're up to it looks like a 2-point favorite right now, and maybe one and a maybe back down to 1.5, and the total hanging out around 224. That's maybe where I got the 224 on the last one, huh? Well, I'm going to probably go with the home team Magic here in this one. It looks like they're for real to a certain extent, right? For the Magic, they are 5-1 against the spread so far this season, and I've touted this Magic team as a good defensive team, underrated. Um, Defensively, it's tough with a young team because there have been, there can be some stretches where not only are they not playing well defensively, but they start to fall apart and lose in games a little bit. But look, when you got a guy, got Wagner in there pounding around a little bit. Fultz, he's a game time decision here. It looks like. Let me check that injuries because he's certainly someone who plays very aggressively good defensively. I think he's got a knee injury right now, so he's questionable. Wendell Carter, he's out. Gary, he's out as well. Gary Harris for Dallas. Kleber doubtful, and Morris is active for the game. I'm going to take Orlando in this one. Maybe the move is to the under here. Oh, looks like the steam machine's gone down. I thought we were going to have a great show, but might just have to roll with what we've got. I wrote it all down at least before we started, so we'll have enough here. I'm taking the Magic in this one. I got to lay an extra. Let me mark down two here. I got to lay an extra point in this one. You guys might have some comments here. Jamal, Mavericks here. Jamal says right here, or Terrell says Magic. Uh, uh, Back-to-back games, of course. The Mavs last night. That game got a little bit out of hand defensively, didn't it, with the Hornets and the Mavericks going well over. Thomas is on Dallas, but Nathan's on the Magic. And yeah, that's what Inferno talking about it. Mavs, they were down big time. We haven't even talked about. Do we get a chance? Let me make sure on the schedule here. Do we even get a chance to talk? I talked about all the things that happened last night and that crazy hockey game. We didn't even talk about the fact that the Portland Trailblazers scored 2 points in last 8 minutes and 10 seconds of their game last night in a complete turnaround against a team that was 0-6. How does that happen? All right, Magic for me. Oh, the Wizards going to take on the Sixers in Philly tonight. And I'm showing the Sixers 11.5, 228.5 in this one. a big number here, biggest spread of the night with the Sixers. Uh, Big favorite at home in this one. There definitely has been some steam reported on this one. Actually, come in on Washington, but like I said, I have it on the screen there as 12. So we've already even seen maybe even down to 11 at a few spots. Could we say? Look, some move kind of just rolled in here within the last 15 minutes or so back on the under. That's where the major reported steam was earlier to earlier. I saw this one open go as low as 227 and as high as 229 and a half. The action appears to be a little bit mixed in this one. I don't trust the Sixers to get any numbers here in a division game against a Washington team here right now. That at least they're covering spreads. They might be 1-4, but they're 3-2 against the spread. Now the Sixers have covered every game thus far, but how much is too much? They even covered the game they were an underdog in. They are 5-0 so far against the spread. So good on the Sixers for everything that's going on. Um, Feels like the move should be correct here a little bit on Washington. Do you guys have anything with the Wizards and the Sixers? Thomas says he likes the Sixers to lay the big points in this one. I just tend to, when I've got teams that both are. Nathan, I can't be putting that on the screen here, can I? Uh, Anyways, I was just trying. I thought you had a take on the game and not a take on the. All right, here in this one. Hey, however you need to pregame for Ramon, I'm okay with it. In this one, I'm gonna take. I'm just gonna take Washington plus these points. The thing. Oh, Nathan says, don't do it. Don't take Washington here. Oh no. Oh man. Jamal's going to be on the Sixers in this one. No, I mean there are some players I trust here. And look, there's some the Wizards do have some injury concerns. Chad says the Sixers he'll take is that the prop Sixers are winning at the end of every quarter, or is that like a statement? Um, there. Anyways, I know there are a little bit of injury concerns. Let me at least check them out here for Washington. Yeah, they've got Gafford questionable, Avija questionable, Kispert questionable for the Wizards, and of course Batum's been out now for a little bit with personal reasons for Philly, but hasn't mattered right now. It's been all Philly thus far. Credit Philly, but I just like a team that is also covering. When I got two teams covering and I'm getting double digits, I might have a tendency right there to favor taking the points. That's kind of the way I think I'll look at this one. Now, these two teams have combined to go 7-3 to the over so far this season. And I'm not sure. I'm not even sure. I'm not saving the total for a premium at this point. I'm just not sure. Warriors at Pistons NBA action. This one's for Monday. Showing the Warriors here up to 6. I'm showing the Warriors on the move here, maybe a little bit right now, at maybe to 6.5, maybe even to 7 at this point. I usually like these kind of road teams. Really, even you also look at uh, Pistons on the back to back. They played the day game yesterday against Phoenix. We whipped on that one as Pistons didn't look too good actually in that game. This one now, yeah, I've seen this one. I've seen as low as 5.5, but I also have now seen a few books that was earlier, if you will, a little bit of market manipulation maybe, but definitely been moving here towards the Warriors. I'm not sure if it's a move that I trust just yet. I mean, you look at what so far the Warriors, typical Warriors, right? 5-2, but 3-4 against the spread so far, and get into these situations. We know it's back to back for both teams. The Warriors played on the road yesterday, so it's going to be more difficult, I would think, for them having played in Cleveland. Pistons were at home, and look, we were on yesterday. Um, let's see, what did we give out on the? We gave out the under, right? We gave out the under. That was a winner. I played the Cavs in pocket. Yeah, boy, should have get it right, Ramon. I mean, geez, we all you guys told me, Warriors. I'm not even sure I want to fade them here. The Pistons right now are just 2-5, 3-4 against the spread. Right now, I do think this line's going to go higher. I could even put it at 6.5 and not be wrong that it could go to 7. Pistons. Chad says, Ramon, check those injuries. Let us know what's going on. You know what's going on. You just said right there. So, Jaden Ivey, questionable. Alex Burks, doubtful. And that's all I really can think of. Or at least, I mean, I'm seeing on my injury report. So, let me check some others. Maybe I'm missing. Am I missing anything else? I'm not. I'm talking about the guys. Let me see. I know there are guys. Some okay. Well, those two are key certainly there because then you'll have to go with. Let's see what the lineup's going to say here. Thomas says he still likes Detroit. I'm going under. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going under. So I don't know if we need to get too far into it, but look, I mean, you got to figure. Uh, Killian Hayes, I don't know if I like it for him. I don't know if I like it for Stewart. Duran, you know, he should have a big game. Cunningham will be okay as well. It's not not terrible for the Pistons, I would think. Cunningham over. I've got him neutral in this one. My favorite player is probably Dre. I know he might not like his props, but probably Dre. And I think, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm on Duran. Duran is one of my favorite plays, I would say, here in this one, Chad. And but I'll take the under as my play. And wow, Ferner, do I have the total that far off right now? I'm sorry if I do. Or were you pointing to another game? Thank you very much. Let me at least analyze that then at this point. Okay, or let me grade it. Yeah, you're right. If I'm going to take under, let's get it right here. There's definitely been a move. This one opened as high as 229 and a half. I think is the highest that I saw. So let's go ahead and take the under as my play. I mean, I like the under very much, and I think that I just probably missed the boat on this one. It may be too low for a real uh, serious bet. I could only go under. I really can only go under. I think it looks like the sharps are on the under. I don't know if the steam is widely reported, but a lot of moves, no doubt. Yeah, Duran has been a positive. All right, Here are the Lakers on the road at the Heat tonight in this one. And for me, look, I mean, I already was saying in uh, the previous Lakers road game, I was going against them here already. I don't know. This one might be okay might be an okay matchup for them here. Let's take a look. We got the Heat favored currently. Man, it's almost a toss up here. Heat -1 and the total 222.5. Wow, this one's actually going to be pretty tough for me here. Let's see what you guys like. Let's go to the chat. Thomas is going to start us off by saying the Lakers here in this one. I got two teams that don't cover the spread so far. I know that. So who wins, who loses, I don't know. At least Lakers come in 3-3. The Heat with a 2-4 record, but these teams are both 1-5 against the spread thus far. Thomas says, "How about the injury report in this one? Maybe that'll give us some clues to what to do." So, for the Lakers, I'm showing Hayes is questionable. They're already missing, a couple of players this week on the trip, and Gabe Vincent and Rui Hachimura. For the Heat, uh, they're Martin has been out for about a week now, and Vanderbilt's been out for nearly 2 weeks here. So uh, this one might be a little bit tougher. I mean, it's definitely trying to find spots maybe to play against the Lakers here. I don't know if they're that popular on the road, though. I think people are on to them a little bit. But uh, Butler, what's Butler's status? Do you guys have anything? Do you think is that what you're talking about, Thomas? I don't know. Is he a game time decision? Because um, I would think the line might indicate that he might be okay here in this one. Again, I try to speculate ahead of what the current report is. Darren says he leans to the under. Jamal's going over here. And Darren is going under, talking about both teams. 1-5 against the spread. Is that what it is? Is that what I said? I mean, not where you'd expect. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is with these. Okay, Thomas says he thinks Butler is not in this game. Okay. Well, I'm showing that it may be a game time decision. Um, but I feel like that the game time decision is going to be in. So, all right, I'm going to be on the Lakers here. Um, this one's close. I mean, I make it a point to make a pick on every game, and someone accused me on the show yesterday of throwing darts. There's if you can accuse me of throwing a dart, it might be this game. I don't feel great about it. I'm glad you guys had a few picks in there. All right. The Clippers are at the Knicks, and the Clippers are road favorite here. Uh, Favorite here probably by 1 point now, it looks like. Maybe we've got a slight move here to the Knicks. I'm showing the Clippers 1, and the total appears to be going down here now. I'm showing as low as 223.5 right now, as this one appears to keep going lower and lower as we speak. And maybe a slight move here to the Knickerbockers in this one. And for me, I don't know. My first instinct was to be on the Knicks in this one, and uh, total that move has me a little bit concerned, but I don't know if I'm ready to jump on it just yet. Uh, Here's the problem. I mean, I was leaning under initially, and kind of still like the under. It's just maybe even this one's gone a little bit too low, but maybe I like the Knicks a little bit more. I mean, I like the Knicks in this game, I think, and I might just reserve this one, maybe even hit the premiums. Not sure yet, but don't. I'm thinking Knicks, but let's go ahead and go under as the play. At 223.5. That I maybe I'm low. I think mostly it's 224 for the most part, but it just seems to be on the move. There's been a little bit of pushback. I saw it as low as 223, so definitely was as high as 227 here in this one. But I'm probably going to look to take the under with the Clippers and the Lakers in this one. The Knicks are 1-5 to the under so far this season. Clippers doing okay. I mean, they're 3-2, 3-2 against the spread. Knicks just with a couple of wins, but they have covered 3 of their 6 games so far. And I'll take under in this one. And Chad says he likes the Clippers. And I'm down to Chad so far. Am I down? Our matchup has been you've been winning it, huh? All right. We could have a scoreboard or something on challenge games. I don't mind the challenges ever. I want the challenges from you guys, but I want it to be, you know, um, consensus when we're on too. So Terrell, okay, interesting here because because this is a lot of the timing things that I do here is you know, trying to determine right which side of the market to be on a particular day, right? Because we all know that uh, we don't see that 30-point win coming from somebody or what, right? So that's what we got to time right, right? Nothing makes me more mad. The bad beat doesn't make me as much mad as being 30 points wrong, where you feel like you got the handicap wrong. Right. But the other one is where you laid a touchdown and your team is going in with 30 seconds to go or whatever, 2 minutes to go or something, where they can get another touchdown and they're trying to bang it in and they're going to win by 2 touchdowns and the guy fumbles and the other team runs it back 99 yards. Did I have the handicap right, or there are a million plays like that? Anyways, Jamal will be with me being on the Knicks here, but I'll take the under here in this one with the Clippers and the Knicks. Look, you got some really good defensive players, I think, in this game that can, especially the Knicks. I think their front court defense pretty solid. You got Mitch Robb and Randall mixes it up pretty good, right? And maybe at Brunson against Westbrook. Don't slight Westbrook on his, he still bothers you, right? He still, especially in a game like this. And uh, hey, we're all about Grimes, right? I'm not talking about Elon Musk's baby mama. I'm talking about Quentin Grimes. He'll probably have a big night, and I would think Randall has a pretty strong night, even against Kawhi. What's wrong with Kawhi? I mean, I'm the guy talking about Kawhi, and Kawhi. I think it looks like to me Kawhi knows, hey, I'm gonna have to play more games this year, so I'm not gonna play as much defense early in the season. That's what it looks like to me. You know that Kawhi is my favorite, one of my favorite players, so I watch him incessantly. Not trying. He's not trying on defense. It looks like to me. Sure, he can make a play. He's making plays here and there, and then you'll hear him talking about him. But it looks like to me he's taking defensive plays off at this point because I think he knows he's got to play more games. The Milwaukee Bucks will take on the uh, new Brooklyn Nets. I almost want to call them the New Jersey Nets. Some people might not even know they were the New Jersey Nets. Couldn't have been 10 years ago now, right? Bucks here on the road, laying 5.5. I think. Let's take a look. Yeah, 5.5. 233.5. This one has been on the move higher all the way as far as the total is concerned. I show this one opening maybe as low as 229.5. So 4-point move, widely reported. Steam actually came in on the over. Uh, let me look into my numbers here because um, I'm not sure why that is the case. It doesn't feel right to me. And again, look, when hopefully everything reverts to normal and whatever's going on, maybe my numbers are bad, maybe because I'm, by myself now, maybe whatever little things have gone wrong early on with my, mediocre totals record where usually I smash it. I'm sure I'll come around here in this one, but does feel like they've got the wrong move on the total for me. So I don't know. I'm on the side. I'm not so sure. I'm kind of like right there right now. I would think at Bucks minus 5.5. But all right, I probably have to wait. Well, I don't. I can't wait. I'm going to play it right now with you guys and tell you that I'm going to take the under at 230. Is it mostly 233.5? Let me make sure. I don't want to get too greedy here, but I think the move's wrong, and don't fade my guys the sharps all the time. I'm the steam chaser here, and I'm going to fade this move. I've got to go under with the Bucks and the Nets in this game. I do think it's going to be right now. I don't know if I have a side here, and we need. Should we have it, Chad, like a scoreboard, like on the screen and stuff? Like we could have a segment, but we'd have to find the game that we disagree, or we could just wait for it, and you can say that's the Chad. If you could just do the scoreboard, I'll take your word for it, but I don't want to do the work like usual. I wouldn't worry about it, Terrell. Right? Oh, you think it isn't for real, huh? All right. Well, I mean, we knew there were going to be sacrifices, but um, look, they're not covering. They're way overvalued. Here's the thing about this game, and not ready to go with the Nets yet. Not even sure I can get on them in a premium. They're on the list for target plays as a premium because you have the Bucks here, 3-2. They've done fine. Darren says take the Nets. Of course, you know why? The Nets are 3-3. They're 5-1 against the spread. They're at home. They're getting a number here. The Bucks 1-4 against the spread. I mean, it just seems obvious that you'd want to take the home dog here. Jamal's on the Bucks, though. So was Thomas. Oops. Back here. Yeah, and maybe we'll see, Chad. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to say that I'm waiting too, or whatever. I'm not playing it yet. I can't play it. I'll play the total, and I'm going to go against this move here. These are the scoreboard that we need also. Fading the move here for sure. Um, Maybe the scoreboard's out there and it's called my plays. No doubt. I mean, I'm on some of these moves with them, right? Look, Warriors Pistons 5-point move to the under. I'm on that under. Here, Bucks Nets 4-point move to the over, but I'm on the under here. All right. So, I'm counting on you guys to, hey, talk it out. Talk it out. Wish everything was so easy. Sacramento and Houston here. And this one has seen some movement today. I did see some widely reported steam actually come in on the Sacramento Kings that have moved this game closer to a pick 'em, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my God! All I got to do is cut and paste on this one, you guys. The once 2-point. It wasn't a mistake. I'm pretty sure about that. The once 2-point favorite Rockets has become 2-point underdog, and the Kings are favored by 2 now, and the total is down to 217.5. This total on the move lower, no doubt about it, but it hasn't been uh, overly impressive steam necessarily on the under with these two clubs. Uh, Question marks for the Kings. Not question marks. Fox still out of the lineup currently with that ankle injury. And Houston uh, uh, Thompson, one of the brothers, is out with an ankle injury. And of course, Oladipo continues to be out. So I don't know. I might not mind the move here on Sacramento. Houston's look pretty bad. This totals move to the over doesn't look too solid just yet either. Sacramento here. Yeah, Fox still out. Turner called the line flip. Line flip. Need a theme song. Let's see here. What do you got, Chad? A lean to the Kings for Darren. Ferner's on the Kings. Kings are 3-2 against the number so far. Rockets 2-3 to the number. Kings with a 2-3 straight up record, and all of a sudden we're feeling like, every year, right? The Kings supposed to be improved or whatever. I understand. You need this man in the lineup. I mean, this guy is a key dude. This is why, you know, everything's baked in a line, so you got to kind of read beyond, right? I think that's overused too, right? Not everything's baked in a line. You're supposed to determine whether or not that injury report is actually over baked or under baked or perfectly baked, I guess. As are some of our chat members may be right now, apparently. For me, I don't know. I mean, I might want to trust this move. I got to give out a free play in a game that I don't know. This line looks pretty good on, but definitely got to like the matchup for Fred tonight, for Houston, for Van Vliet. Maybe the only one I really like in the game uh, in prop land. But I don't know. I trust the move. I'll ride with the Kings here in this one as my free play. They just gotta win, right? And Houston has plenty of issues beyond uh, you know, for whatever reason they've just been they have a couple of wins, so I guess I shouldn't be down on them too much. Atlanta Hawks, Oklahoma City Thunder, NBA action here for Monday night. In this one with the Hawks and the Thunder current line. Let's see on the screen here. I have 3.5, but it looks like there's been a move here. Call it 2.5 now for the Hawks, and the total is up to 238. These lines are probably 3 or 4 hours old. Got it pretty early with all this college basketball. Want to be ready. Make sure I have my printout here and my numbers for our new segment coming up. Stump the Ramon or Ramon on the fly, Ramon's picks. Going to come up with a name for the segment: college pick, rapid fire, college basketball picks. That'd be what Tony would call it. He gives it the most obvious name, so makes a perfectly crisp, clean cut to what it is to the viewer. That usually works. You can't have some, morning steam like morning steam. Okay, we get it now. I'm here. We got, you know, 40 or 50 of us. Okay, let's get it. Hawks here favored minus 2.5. And the total currently sitting. I actually just moving right now to Bovada to 3 here. So back up to 3. I've seen as low as 1 and as high as 3 for this matchup, but mostly 3. It was rarely ever 1, but there was some reports of a 1 out there. But say it's mostly 2.5 or 3 right now. It's mostly been 3. It did touch 3.5. It should be noted. All right. For Atlanta, they've got Buffkin is out with a thumb injury. Oklahoma City SGA still out here with that knee injury. So that one is a little bit key, no doubt. Atlanta here 4-2 straight up, 3-3 to the number so far. The Thunder 3-3, but 4-2 to the number so far, and they're getting the points at home. Can we still ride with some of the themes? That we were rolling with. No, the Thunder, they were kind of the road doggish team to a certain extent, but you still kind of, like situations when you get a team at home getting points. I still want to trust the Thunder to a certain extent. Maybe this is a better role for them here, right? I'm trying to think of. I should have that available actually. What the numbers were last. We know they were good. We know they were one of the best teams making us money, and I don't know. The matchup looks good too for me. So. Will it go to if it's going up to 3? I don't know if it gets to 3.5, but man, Giddy, you got to figure Giddy, Dort, Williams against those guys. I gotta think this is a pretty good. No, I don't necessarily trust Holmgren, maybe like everybody does so far, especially going up against Capella. I don't know. You guys, the numbers have been pretty solid from Holmgren. I know there's people making, I know they're kind of teasing about him over there on that show, but I don't know. He's producing so far. Uh, you know, whether it's positive or not. So, I mean, the numbers are there. Defensively, I'm not. The jury's still out. I mean, I don't even think it's a. He's not the worst. We got to see more. I mean, we were only a couple games in. I can't even watch them all. But just was thinking about Holmgren. It's not a great matchup, but for him against Capella, no doubt about it. But I would, like I said, Giddy, Dort, Williams, they should be fine here. I'm probably going to take the Thunder as my play. And we'll see, Derry. We'll see. I'm starting to think now that now this total's on the move. These are the ones I'm scared right now. That why are we seeing such a discrepancy? I mean, I understand it. If anybody, it feels like I should be able to understand this, um, right? Because we've seen some bizarre, like low scores and high scores. Look, I get it. I mean, I don't get it, but I mean, all right. I'm sure it'll settle down, and I'll figure it out exactly. And all right, I'm going. Maybe it's a Chad challenge. Oh, the Chad challenge. The Chad challenge. Uh-huh. Jamal, right, Jamal. Here's the thing, right? The injury report is important to know that because if you don't understand the line. Now, nobody's getting over on anybody, right? To say, like, oh, good thing I checked well, to a certain extent you can, right? But people might see an injury report like, oh, how can the Bucks be an underdog? Giannis is going to kill those guys. Well, Giannis isn't in there, but I mean, usually those are obvious. I guess I'm trying to make the right equation to, like, the baked in the cake argument and what you have to do to determine when the injury, because the injury report's out there, even with the and maybe Jamal, you're talking about the NBA in general. I guess I might be on the wrong topic of what you're saying because of all those late switches. But I again, and I feel like I'm the only one out here saying this on these shows, is that I believe that the rules in place are going to be better. Look, there's still going to be everyone's going to make fun when the guy's sitting out the last minute. I've read those rules, and I do believe that we will know more. It may not seem like it, and call me out if I'm wrong in the weeks and months to come. But because of this little tournament thingy and the rules to get your star players to sit out the game, you got to file like some paperwork like a week in advance. Doesn't mean that if the guy sprains his ankle the night before, he's gonna miss the game. But the rest, right? The rest, they could go making up injuries or whatever, but it's hard to do that because you have accountability with trainers and you know the way things are handled in the league. And all right, anyways, I'm taking the Thunder. You guys a home dog here with those. Like I said, I just think the matchup's going to end up being a little bit too strong given the current situation for me with Oklahoma City at home with very good players. I think Giddy, great matchup for him. I don't know what you think, but against DeJounte, give me Giddy. Uh, Dort, you know, I prefer Dort and also Jalen Williams in that game. So those are my guys. Almost done with 13 games in the NBA today. I don't think we'll get to college football previews. Wait till college basketball dies down one day and tomorrow. Get to a few college games. There's some awesome games in the morning slate. I mean, I think you guys might have already seen that, but you're going to have the big Michigan Penn State game, and I already saw Alabama and Kentucky on the move this morning. Right. That's what I'm saying, Chad. Kawhi, I mean, I watch him more than anybody. He's playing more and he's, pacing himself, basically, it looks like to me. No problem. That might be the right thing to do, especially, defense, it takes a lot of effort. And they're not going to, like I said, when Kawhi's out there, you can make all the fun of him, but still, even if as he continues to age, to me, still looks like an elite player. All right, get off. Wrong topic here, wrong game. Celtics at Timberwolves tonight. This schedule ends rather abruptly for all these games. I mean, is it time for that NBA wraparound show where I get to see all the games on rapid fire? I have the Celtics here favored by 4, and this total has dipped here to 223 and a half. Definitely seen a move to the under here with the Celtics and the Timberwolves. At least a 2 point move to the under. And this might be another one. Let me take a look, but I'm not sure where they're coming from on this one, actually. My overnight suggestion. Well, I'm going to dial it back maybe just a little bit. Reported steam did come in on the under, widely reported steam. So I don't know. Maybe this one will continue to go lower here. You got uh, Minnesota's played 5 under or 1-4 to the under so far, but Boston 4-1 to the over. The thing about Boston, I mean, despite including their 5-0 record, 3-1-1 against the spread, so they're living up to expectations. They are getting the win, and for the most part, getting the money. As far as Minnesota, okay so far, 3-2 against the spread, 3-2 straight up. Now you have here. Let's see on the injury front. Try to keep. I'm gonna try to keep you more abreast. That's what I'll do. I mean, that's seems like the big issue. Nothing I can do, right? We don't can't. Lassie loves here. Everybody, here come your plays. System play. And wow, these awesome basketball moves are coming in. Oh, excited about that. Get ready, guys. College basketball coming up. All right. Oh man, this one has me torn a little bit here. Look, the sharps are definitely on the under here. I kind of want to side with them for the most part. I was scared early on. Looking at last night's numbers. Uh, I was preferring maybe, but this move is just too solid. I mean, these are the moves that have been scoring even with the massive drops, and maybe that's why we've had a little bit of success with the show plays instead of the premiums. I just feel like like I'm doing a disservice if I'm handing out plays where the move, yeah, they are, but I don't know in this one, Brent. This is what I'm saying. I mean, you are they just handing out money here? Now I'm not saying because you're saying you're saying the Celtics and Ferner's leading the over two now because of kind of what we're seeing here with Boston and this big. But there's no doubt this one was as high as 228, and now it is down to as low as 223. And these are the type of moves that have been scoring so far this season, according to my research. And I've been reluctant to pull the trigger because it's so hard for a market person like I claim to be to still tag along on these moves. I'm going to do it here. I'm going to go with the under. Uh, my figures last night, the the moves were already coming in on the under, and I was like, wait a second, this I'm worried about this. Now seeing it continue to pound, this is the type of move that's been hitting so far this season. So you did lost a ton of value. I get that. You guys want to respect the move. See, that's what I have to do. Might as I'm supposed to be here telling us when to respect the move. That's what I'm doing here in this one. This one is a total steam chaser for me, and I'm doing it going under. Look, Circa's moved this one. What is Circa at? Circa's already moved this one lower too. They're not afraid. Circa's not handing out money. What are they down to? Yeah, Bovada 224. Yeah, big move. Couple more. This one's gonna be more like on the fly because, again, last night I look at the game, gotta go to bed sometime. Said, you know what? I'll revisit this in the morning and see exactly what we're gonna do in this one with Utah and Chicago. Could I rely on the chat? Possibly roll with the chat in this one a little bit. Why not? You guys are sharp. You guys are my sharps. Chicago, a 4-point favorite, total 223. Maybe a slight move to the under here in this one. I haven't necessarily seen any widely reported steam. Let me take another survey here real quick. I'm showing now. Circa's moved to 222 on this one. You got to respect that. That's another respect the move special. It feels like for me. Let me just check out here. All right, man. Then I tell you what else. Do like Utah also here. Maybe it's starting to become a little better for me. Let me see. Utah so far 2-5, 3-4 to the number. Both teams 2-5. Obviously, Bulls 1-6 to the under thus far, and Jazz 3-4 to the or I'm sorry, uh, Bulls 1-6 to the number thus far. Jazz 3-4 to the number. So I like this when. Yeah, man. Okay, maybe the Jazz might be the spot. Help me out, you guys. This game, I'm gonna roll with you guys. Maybe. Right, Furter. Maybe that's what I didn't get, and that's why I did it. Jamal's on the Bulls here. Jazz money line. Oh, great. This isn't gonna go well. Hmm. All right. Look, it's been a disaster for the Bulls. I tried them one night. I tried them in their one cover, amazingly. How did I get there on that game, considering what's going on with the Bulls right now and this disaster, the way things are going? Lassie says, take the Jazz. You're getting points here with a team that's not covering any spreads. Take the under. I'm totally down with exactly what Lassie Love is saying, I think, in this one. I might even give out a double play just because Lassie got here. And, this was, like I said, wasn't really even sure there last night and wanted to see this move. But now that I do see tick to the under, like Circa, that they've gone down here. This move hasn't been necessarily solid. Oh, Thomas is saying now go opposite that. Oh, go opposite his play. No, Thomas, you stick to your. These are NBA games, man. We are, uh, we're flying a little bit here. Okay, I'll do it. I'm going double play here. A million games tonight. I think I can give out a daily double with the Jazz and the under. I'll take 3 points or whatever it is, 3.5. This gets me home right here. Brent Cook shares his numbers with us in the Discord. Thank you, Brent. And that'll be my predicted score probably right there. Or maybe it'll be close, but it'll be closer. But nonetheless, I like it in that range now. All right, here come the Pelicans and the Nuggets. Our final game of the NBA, and this one's gone up to Nuggets here -6, and the total down to 220.5, as low as 220.5 on some widely reported steam here. The Nuggets favored by 6.5. I'm going to call it 6, I think, right now with this total moving lower to 220.5, as many as 3 points lower, it looks like. Take a look at that move. Yeah, nothing special thus far, but definitely on the move here, as many as 3 points today. For me, I don't know. You look at what New Orleans has done. uh, so far coming in. I mean, they've covered. They're 4-2, 4-2 against the spread. The Nuggets often favored by too much. 6-1 spread record, or 6-1 straight up, 4-3 against the spread. These two teams have combined to go 4-9 to the under thus far, and that's where that move is. I'm still, it seems almost like, hey, why not trust the under? Look, New Orleans has a pretty strong defensive front court, I would say, right, with Valanciunas and Williamson and Jones. And we know C.J. McCollum is out. It's really an unfortunate injury here. I don't know if you guys are talking about in the chat yet. Yeah, look at that. McCollum on the uh, Pelicans, of course. I know Thomas. He's saying. I think he's saying take the Denver Nuggets because McCollum is not playing, and tough break for McCollum. Looks like a uncomfortable injury nonetheless with a uh, what does he have? A collapsed lung, a bruised lung, something with your lung, and that doesn't seem too good. So that could be a little bit of a spell here until he builds up that strength back. So it sounds like a bummer of an injury, actually. But still, New Orleans pretty decent, and I guess obviously me. So like when they say like the injury, right? So you have to determine what you think. I mean, look, I mean, you're going to have Dyson Daniels in there, so that is a huge, huge, uh, you know, drop, obviously. But look, Daniels, if anything, um, I thought the numbers were pretty okay, right? Let me see, what were they? Last game, 22 minutes, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists against Detroit, 25 minutes, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. So, it's a determine what you think about, Dyson Dan. Now, going up against, but we won't even count this game. I mean, going up against Reggie Jackson, they're going to pick your pocket anyways, right? So I'm not worried necessarily. I mean, he probably not going to have. I don't think Dyson Dan is probably going to have too good a game tonight. But I don't know. Rest of I think Ingram's back. He's looking pretty awesome in this matchup. I would think. Look, Jokic is not in any defensive shape right now. It looks like to me, right? If anything, look, I would think this is a matchup for Valanciunas, and he could really show something here against Jokic. I think he can have. I think we might look at this game tonight and say, "Wow, Valanciunas outplayed Jokic in this game." Tonight. Right now, just it seems like the way they're pacing themselves a little bit. I'm worried about the McCollum situation. But look, even McCollum, I mean, be nagging Jackson and be getting nagged probably all night by him. Uh, McCollum getting nagged by Jackson. Anyways, but look, for Porter, I think it'll be rough. I think it'll be rough for Gordon. Now, I think I'm gonna feel like I want to take New Orleans here now, you guys. I think I'm talking myself into it, even without McCollum. Here, let me one more peek here at this one, and I think I'm gonna do it. It's close, man. Did you guys comment Nuggets for sure? Says, oh boy, okay, Nuggets. You guys are all Nuggets. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No wonder I'm, hit and miss at this point. All right. Is it going to be a Ramon challenge, or do I just want to take the under and avoid the uh, tomorrow when you guys come in here and make fun of me? I'm going to willing to do it. The last game, I'm like New Orleans still, and I'm going to say that tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm going to say that uh, New Orleans front court did the job. Is hopefully what I'm going to be saying tomorrow. Not worry about this. Look, tough matchup. Um, It's not great. Well, Ingram will do fine, I'm sure, but it's probably not going to be very good for New Orleans against Denver. I mean, look, KCP. Good thing they have a good thing they only have KCP because you know Ingram doesn't care on defense, does he? All right. Thanks, you guys, for that look at the NBA. We're almost done, and I mean, I feel like I've let you guys down here with taking so long all the time. Mostly because I gotta, you know, if I was perfect and had a script like our guy Tony, I could just read my script and be perfect like Tony. Look at these Ducks highlights. Okay, here we go. Columbus here in Florida. Looks like the Sharps are asleep in this one so far. Good morning, Sharps. Anybody interested in? Let's see. I know the lines moved a little bit, but nothing that I could really analyze here. Maybe it's gone on Florida. What am I listing it at? 210 there, and now I'm showing as high as 225, 6.5 over, maybe minus 120. So I don't know. I mean, uh, maybe feels a little bit cheap for the Panthers in this one. Let me freshen up the goalie computer as well. But Bobrovsky was likely to be in goal, by the way, in this one from the beat writers as of yesterday. So looks like Bob's in there today against Elvis. But I don't know if we've seen enough action to get me too hype here and giving out something confidently. And let's maybe bring up the notes a little bit here and to get your recommendations, get you going with this one. All right. Well, pretty even matchup certainly at this point. Florida not doing too much special. 4-5-1 currently, and um, Columbus coming in 4-5-2. They've done okay. Just 6-5 on the puck line here. Woo! Good morning. Saw my old buddy do that the other day, or at least she got the camera off. All right, you might need your help here on this one, but Florida looks still a little bit cheap here. Maybe it could be as high as about $2 or so. I don't know, and uh, total here at 6.5 over minus 120. These teams have been a pretty solid under so far this season, certainly. I mean, that'd probably be the way that I'd kind of look here without any, you know, a market action to kind of help me think if I'm right or wrong. I mean, these teams are a combined 8 and 13 to the under thus far, and really for two teams like this, you're probably dealing with about as big of a line as you could get. One thing about the Blue Jackets on the road, they have gone under in 3 of 4 games on the road, but Florida's gone under in 3 of their 4 home games thus far. So maybe that could neutralize it just a bit because you got to figure the Panthers, if they're going to be, you know, 225 favorites, obviously the, uh, uh, score here in this one, you're going to be looking at 4-2, 4-2, 4-3, 4-2 or 4-3 here. So I don't know. For me, I might trust what's the Blue Jackets on the puck line. This one's tight. For me here. I feel like Steam play. Oh boy, look at that! Get your college basketball ready. I want to get to that. I want to get to that uh, part of the show at this point with this game. Plus 1.5, minus 130 for the Blue Jackets. Maybe I can go in that direction here as my play on the show. I think under is catching my eye as well. Nothing from you guys in the chat. I'm waiting, and getting nothing. So maybe then I'll just have to trust Columbus here, getting a goal and a half. Look, they are so far. What did I say they were? 6-5 on the puck line, but 6-3 on the as a puck line dog. They're two times as a puck line favorite. They've lost. They're also 3-1 as a puck line dog on the road, while Florida is 2-3 as a puck line favorite. Okay, that'll do it for me. Give me Columbus at minus $1.30. That'll work here in this one. All right, now to handicap it out. You guys, come on, hockey, anybody? The Lightning at the Leafs here. Lightning, an underdog on the road. Leafs favorite $1.55, maybe $1.50 now. A little bit of take here. The move is on Tampa Bay, I would say, at this point. Uh, Man, this one 6.5 over minus $1.25. This is an interesting total actually here, because I'm also showing a lot of books already moving to 7 under. And look, no matter what, it's going to either be 6.5 over at, well, I guess minus $1.25 or $1.30 now for the most part, or those sevens are going to be juiced down to $1.35, maybe even $1.40 here. But either way, I mean, it might be too close to call, because you feel like this game is going to head to the range of 7 goals, like we can't get away from it. It just doesn't seem like any way there's going to be. Um, I mean, I guess way less chance that it's going to be 4-1 than it will be 5-3 or something. I guess was the way I would look at it. It feels like this game is going to approach 7 goals no matter what. You just got to either be on the right side of it here. Um, you know, Again, maybe there is no value taking uh, under necessarily. It just feels like that type of game where it's going to be, somehow get to 4-2 with an empty netter, or 3-3 to overtime. It feels like even at $1.55. So maybe that makes the Maple Leafs a little bit too heavy of a favorite. Nothing from you guys again. Winding it down with my hockey uh, hockey players. Look, money's coming in on Tampa. It looks pretty solid here. One thing I'll note, I mean, Tampa, their puck line a little bit out of control. Plus 1.5, minus 190. I mean, it's a great roll for them. They are 4-1 as a puck line underdog, and Toronto so far has been just a 1-4 on the puck line at home, 2-7 as a puck line favorite. Do you feel comfortable at $1.90? That would be, I guess, that would be the question of it all, because certainly the numbers make it very, very close. But maybe Tampa Bay struggled just a little bit on the road here, on the 1-3 so far straight up. So maybe that's where that's all built in. But I do know these two teams a little bit more over than under, uh, even with these two teams known for this big time scoring coming in at this point. Again, uh, not overwhelming. Toronto's actually played a good amount of unders here. That may be the key for me that keeps me when I'll make the play here, because nobody's helping me out. There we go, Ferner. Thank you, you guys. I don't mean to pester you guys. I know you guys are, not sitting here necessarily on every word I say, but all right, I'm going to try the under. I don't feel this great about this game, but there have been enough unders to think, look, I mean, come on. The games are only going to be, like I've said in the past, right? It's only 5.5, 6.5, I don't know, 5.5, 6.5, usually the total, or, could be a 7, but uh, again, those are, and you're expecting a high scoring game, and at least with Toronto, you do have a team that, even though it is a high total, you do have a Toronto team that has gone under in 7 of their 11 games this season with one push. So that's pretty big, I guess. That's actually quite big for a game that's graded. Look, there's no doubt that, like I said, to me, the offenses do stand out. If I'm trying to nail it down, uh, the Leafs have played quite a few unders. Whether or not this matchup, you know, favors that, it doesn't necessarily feel like it. But you know, certainly if you could contain some of these Lightning, God, I mean, but Kucherov and Point, Stamkos. Okay, under it is. Keep it going here. We're gonna get some new segments. It's gonna be exciting. Bruins and Stars. Hockey action here for Monday. You got the Bruins on the road, Dallas at home. Great match. I mean, this is a matchup of the night. This is one of the best matchups, I would think. Well, I don't want to get too carried away at this point. I mean, I'm not going to necessarily say that Dallas is a 7-2-1. I mean, this okay. Maybe it's one of the best matchups so far. Let's just call it that. Boston 9-1-1 coming in, and Dallas 7-2-1 right now. So with Dallas being at home and drawing favoritism, yeah, this is a pretty hot matchup. If you're looking for the hockey game of the night, this is it. It's one of the best so far this season, no doubt. This could be even the secret, the stars of the team, probably because of the starts we've seen so far from Colorado, from the Golden Knights, and maybe even my Kings a little bit. But the Stars, you probably got to put them number 3 out west. Certainly, don't you, right now? And they're the team that can be that team a little bit. But is this thing still at 5.5 over? What did I just say? I don't care. I think that, yeah, it is 5.5. Maybe it's even 5.5 flat, but I'll leave it at 5.5 over. I don't care. I'm doing over. I'm going over. These teams are too good. I get it. We'll see. What's the goalie situation? I'll check. Is it going to be Swayman in there today and not Olmark? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Is that enough to put me over the top? I don't know. I mean, Swayman's pretty good too. We know what makes, Boston the team they are right now. Nobody's confirmed here yet, but I think that the sites are pretty much hanging out for these two goalies being the starters here tonight. So with Boston on the road, you got to make some decisions. When to play the other goalie a little bit. And Perner's going to lean to the under here. And that's okay. I'm going over 5.5, and there's definitely some trending information right now that the early 5.5s are kind of going under a little bit. I think that's what it had. It's close right now, and again, we don't break that down necessarily too much, just when it's closest to 110. But I'm going to have to probably go here in this one. Usually I like these type of home team quality opponent, short favorite here. I may end up on Dallas. I very well could end up on Dallas and maybe even make it a premium, but I just want to see a little bit more. Maybe the goalie data will help me here, but I'm going over in this one, Boston and Dallas tonight. One more game, please. The Oilers here against the Canucks. And in this one, I've got Skinner and Demko in net. And I'm showing right now that maybe the Canucks. No, maybe Edmonton's still the slightest of favorites here, minus $1.15. I'm showing a few pick'ems possibly out here. Now, usually in games like this, I just go almost division game. I have the better team, I think, but I just have too many questions maybe right now surrounding Edmonton to make me automatically want to go with the Oilers here. But Look, if you can't get past this one, Oilers, I don't know what we can do. I mean, other than the fact that we have concerns already, this season with what is going on, um, this is the one you better win. Now, I'm already kind of moving Anaheim up at maybe ahead of some of those lower ranked teams in the West, like Vancouver. Uh, can I move them ahead of Calgary? It's close. Yeah, maybe. Who knows right now? And who knows where the Oilers and Flames stand with one another? Maybe they're both down. I don't want to think so necessarily. And this is one you need, I think, if you're the Oilers. And this is one where maybe I'm going to trust them to win at this point. And uh, I don't know if I can break it down even necessarily to sell you here because you've got Demko up, who's looking good so far. I mean, 1.55 goals against. He is 6-2 thus far. He's heavily worked, obviously, having started 8 of the 10 games thus far this season, 11 games thus far this season. But look, you have a Canucks team that is 8-2-1 so far. You have an Oilers team that's 2-7-1. They're on the road. Bookmakers are not intimidated. Yeah, there's been a little bit of a move to the Canucks. You could even call this game a pick'em. But if you just erase the names, and I said you've got a home team here, 8-2-1, you've got a road team, 2-7-1. You could argue that the strength of schedule has vastly favored the Oilers here, but not enough to erase in professional sports that kind of opposite deficit here. But this is a game that the Oilers absolutely need to prove to them, to themselves. I'm probably going to be on the Oilers here, and I'll take my lumps with them tomorrow. I know the Sharps have already moved, a little bit on the I don't know. I don't even know if I'm square here. So I'm on the Oilers tonight. The bookmakers must be handing out lollipops. Come get your Canucks free. It's a pick 'em. You can get a team with 8-2-1 against a team that's 2-7, 2-7-1 overtime win or a penalty win. What I'm trying to remember it now. I'm taking the Oilers. All right, that's it for. Let's get into. Okay, look, there are 3 college basketball games. I could probably just roll. It's 8 o'clock, or it's top of the hour here. If you guys have college basketball plays, if not, I'll just roll into 3 of the best games today and talk about them. But if you would like to enter in your college, now it may take me a second to find the game, but I'm willing to make my pick right here on the fly. There's 135 games. I've done my printout with which team, with which total. Do you guys like any college Let me maybe that tenant maybe is Blake still here? Have I talked too long? So your college basketball games, if you have any right now, I'll sit here for an hour if you guys keep. Well, I don't know about that, but as long as a few of them keep coming in, we'll get to it. All right, no games so far, so let me at least start with the early game here because look, I've only set up to preview 3 games because there are a lot of mismatches here, small for college versus big college game, and you look at the TV schedules. Really, only 3 maybe nationally televised, what I call nationally televised games. If you call True TV a national network, yeah, I think they are. They cover the NCAA tournament. That's a pretty big deal. It's true. This much is true. Georgia and Oregon are the 2 biggest names playing today here in this one. This one opened as low as Oregon -3. They're being played right here in Las Vegas. I guess I could head out there to the game. Been plenty of action from the Sharps in this one. This one is up to at least 5.5 now at some spots and up to 139.5 in this one with Georgia and Oregon. So, oh wow, I'm showing, I'm showing a 6.5 now. Wow, big move here, huh? 6.5, 140.5. My, how things have changed since I typed this in just a few hours ago. So we'll call Oregon a 6.5, a 6.5 favorite, total 140 and a half. There you go. All right. Definitely seen a lot of two-way action in this one on the total, but the Sharps have only gone in one direction, and it has been all Oregon so far. And they're up to a 6.5 point favorite. We'll see. I mean, I want to grade these moves as much as I want to back them here at this point. I'm not necessarily sure. I'm willing to jump on board here with an Oregon team laying this many points on a neutral against the Bulldogs here, but uh, the Sharps haven't had any problem doing it. There, I believe, has been. Let me see. There's been steam definitely on the Ducks, but for me, this total's gone up a little bit high. But that's probably where I'm going to go with this. I'll go over with uh, Oregon. I don't necessarily distrust the move at this point, but I have this one going over today with Georgia and Oregon here in Vegas. I'm probably not getting the best of the line here at this point. It was as low as 137 and a half. I'm going to trust this move here a little bit. Look, there's been a little bit of a tug, and that's happened in a lot of these games so far. From what I'm seeing, is a lot of push and pull, and that's what's going to happen on the opening game of the season. I think we're going to see um, move. This move's pretty solid to Oregon. I don't necessarily. I'm not trusting in the move. Let's just put it that way. Don't know if I'll get there necessarily on a premium here. Just want to mention there is one game underway. I don't even think it was a board game, but IUPUI. I don't know if I saw it on the ESPN Plus or not, but they're playing division. They're playing Spalding, and one thing about the Spalding Golden Eagles, they have plenty of basketball, so they'll never run out. Darren takes Georgia here. You know, it would be good, Thomas, but no one has any suggestions on bat. We may only end up with 3 previews. Thank you, Tyler. Nice. Appreciate Tyler coming in here. He's got the first question. He's got the first Ask Ramon rapid fire pick here. And again, like I said, I mean, there's a guy out there. He's pretty good at breaking down every single game on a podcast. So if you want 2.5 minutes, breaking down the personnel and whatnot, uh, it's a pretty good listen. And it's 5.5 hours long. So I'm just going to get to the games that you guys ask about, and of course that I can find. So, like I said, if you got the rotation number, that would be pretty good. But here's Abilene Christian against Oklahoma State. And in this one, I'm showing Oklahoma State a 10.5 point favorite. And the total here is 140 and a half. And in this one, let's see, this one open. This is game number 861, 862. This one opened as low as Oklahoma State minus 9.5, and it is or opened. It was as high as 11.5 and has since moved to 9.5. So definitely a move here on ACU, but there has been buyback. The total has moved up here from 139.5 up here to 140.5, and that's where I'm going. I'm going over in this one. I look. There was one opener as high as 141. My play on the show here: ACU Oklahoma State over 140.5. Jerry Norris wants to know about Brown and Colgate. That sounds reasonable. Here, this one at 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific. I'm showing Brown in this one has opened, Colgate opened 7 and has since moved to, uh, I show Colgate as low. We'll get this format down, you guys. So in this one, it opened as low as uh, -6 actually for Colgate. And I'm showing now as high here as 7.5. Total opened as low as 144. It is now up to 149. So we have seen a 5 point move on this total so far in Brown versus Colgate. We're also seeing heavy action so far in this game, all on Colgate. I'm showing more than 3/4 of the spread tickets on Colgate, and an overwhelming amount of money, all on Colgate thus far. Sharps, though, have had some Brown take back, plenty of Brown take back. In fact, the game had reached as high as 8, and they kept coming back in on Brown a little bit here. So that's a pretty big move to that over. Man, that's scary actually. That to think that it's gone as high as 149. I think that's going to be over my number here a little bit. I think there's enough pullback to want to consider going under here this runaway total, because I think on the side, I'm going to probably prefer taking the points too. So I'll take Brown and the under. Give me Brown and the under. I'll take Brown +7 or whatever it is, and I'll take under 148 or so. Princeton and Rutgers. This one, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. This is a main board game. Yeah, maybe I could touch on the injuries too here a little bit. Be glad to do that for you. So yeah, we're near the top of the board here. This one we played a little bit of it's a neutral site game, I guess. Here, there's in Trenton, New Jersey, here with Princeton and Rutgers. This one is opened as high as Rutgers -7.5, but now we're showing it down to 5.5 here for Rutgers. This one opened as high as 138, and the total here has moved to 137. Maybe I could be over here in this direction with the market computer here. All right, let's get you some picks here for Princeton and Rutgers. Well, so far we've seen a little bit of two-way action. It looks like I'm showing the sharps maybe here preferring Princeton. They probably the ones that have made this line go down. In fact, I quoted 7.5, but some sharps may have taken it as high as -8 yesterday afternoon, all the way down to 5 here, where they started. This is where they started to buy back a little bit on Rutgers, and now that's maybe why we've seen it move to 5.5. So I don't know if for me, I would think this one's tough. This one's tough. Let me see. Is there any? I promised you a play. I promised you a play, huh? I had to promise him a play. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and take the man. This one's coming too close to my number to be too confident. Maybe the neutral court can help a little bit here. That's what we'll do. We're going to take Princeton plus the points, of course. Why not? They'll be able to do Princeton things here in this one. All right. All right, maybe enough from you guys. No more games? Okay. I thought we'd be doing like 10 or 12 games. Mike does ask, maybe his Oakland State looks good as a comment, but maybe I can just take that and try to enhance the show here and say, this is how we're going to. He says, And he may mean Oakland or he might mean Oklahoma State. So I'm not sure actually. Let me just back off that. All right, I'll look at a couple of games in for tonight here, and then we'll get out of here. Let you go. I only got a couple dozen of you left here, anyways. Nobody wants to hang out with me for more than a couple of hours, is what I've learned. All right, uh, this is again another bigger game televised tonight. I think it's the nightcap, maybe on that FS1 schedule, and it's USC against Kansas State. It is here in Las Vegas, and you do have USC favored in this one by 3 points. I mean, after all, you know that Andy Enfield gets what he wants, and he's favored here. Totals up to 145 and a half against the Wildcats. So FC, we know who's on the team, but we know who's not playing, and that's Bronny James right now. Uh, we'll see what his future holds. We just want the best for him. And I would think that USC is probably the move for me at this point. If it's gone from 2 to 3, it's under my number at this point. Maybe I'm overestimating USC. Maybe I always overestimate my man Andy Enfield, but they got to be able to win this one by 4 or 5 or more, I would think. Total has gone here from as high as 144 and a half. I'm showing as low as 142. I don't know if I'm into that move necessarily. I would think it could sneak over that number. Let me, in fact, what is the number? Do I have the wrong total on the screen here currently? No, I think we just, oh boy, it's gone. There's probably been some steam that I missed here while on the show, and I'm not quite ready for my format here in this one. I'm going under this big number. I'll take you. Give me USC and the under here. 2 plays for me in that one. Hey, we could give out a few plays. There's 135 games, and Mike, thank you today. He likes Sienna. I believe he's has an extra N in there. That's fine. I'm not going to tease him too hard about that. But I always preferred a burnt sienna. I believe. Do I? I think sienna. Did the crayon have 2 N's? All right. And Darren, what about West Virginia? And thought it was funny yesterday. In the middle of that football, and it's a tradition at American football games that you sing uh, uh, "Take Me Home, Country Road" in between the third and the fourth quarter. So much so they stop the game and everybody sings, even the players, like it's "Sweet Caroline" or something. Um, that's what I that's what I gained from watching the football game yesterday morning after we get off the air. All right, a lot of action on this one, Thomas, between Missouri State and West Virginia, game number 785 and 786. Missouri State on the road here against West Virginia. West Virginia, they were as low as 5.5 and also as high here as 7.5. Currently sitting at West Virginia all the way down here now to as low as 4. So huge move here at this point, it looks like, on Missouri State. Um, the Sharps, I'm showing Sharps probably prefer Missouri State here by about a 5-to-1 ratio. So looks like a pretty serious move from the Sharps. So much so the books are ready, but they stopped taking it at 5.5. They were done with it at 5.5. In fact, there were some Sharps that were willing to lay the points here a little bit. By my count, when I'm talking about this speculative information, this is just my interpretation of the markets. I don't have some secret, other than paying for the line services and seeing the moves in real time. Uh, you know, it's purely speculative on my part. The way I feel about. So Mike likes West Virginia too. I'm not saying that Oops. I'm not saying necessarily that I do. Um, here prefer. Well, I kind of respect the move actually here in this one. For me, I think I'm more probably interested in the maybe in the total here over with Missouri State and West Virginia. That's where I'm going to go actually, and I'll call it out at 130. I'll call it 136, just to be safe. That's what I'd feel safe. The move is total. I mean, the money is on. This is one of the few that has such a. I think they're wrong. I mean, I think they're wrong. Three quarters of the tickets are on the under by my reporting site, and even more percentage of the money on the under. I don't buy it. I like the over in Missouri State and West Virginia. I won't get in your guys' way a little bit. It looks like maybe like that Mike said there he liked West Virginia. So all right, unless you guys got any more, I think that was going to do it today. I could preview my San Diego State team. Talk about them. They're playing Fullerton tonight. Maybe just to talk about, and this is the third, if there is one third nationally televised game tonight. This is it. So this actually might be the FS1 game. I'm trying to think. I know there was three games that I considered, national TV. So San Diego State kind of one of them. I don't count all the ESPN networks and ESPN. I'm talking about national cable type of telecast. And I think this is probably the third ranked game as far as that. Just a little bit of lopsided spread, but it is my favorite team in San Diego State. And you know where I'm going with it. They're going to probably smash. I would think they're going to smash Fullerton. Sharps have been both ways on this one. I've seen anywhere from 14 to 15 and a half right now. San Diego State should handle their business. Sometimes against teams like this in their opening games, it's been a little bit neutral, but one thing's for sure, I would think. Now, the there's been some steam rolling in on the over. Let me look at what it is now because I think they're going to be wrong on this. I feel like this total is up to 132 and a half, 133. I'll grade it at 131 on the screen here. I think I like under in this one. I think Fullerton. Look, 71 to 54. What's that? 71 to 54. That's what I have. That's 125 points, right? That's what I have written. That's what I've written down here after looking at my consensus printout over here. Under. I mean, San Diego State. I mean, we'll see. They should still be the same team defensively. They're very talented. Again, they're going to scare everybody. They're going to be right there. I promise you. I mean, this is a team that I follow. This is my team, and they have all those shortcomings that we see sometimes when they have to. You'd wonder if they could go out and play the football team because they look like a football team sometimes. The way they get after it defensively, and it's San Diego team that I can actually talk up and talk proud and talk a little bit of smack about because they're pretty good. Best team in California. That even over the Bruins and the Trojans and all those teams. Forget about it. San Diego State. Maybe they'll get the money tonight. Two-way action from Sharp, so I'm not even sure there. All the public so far, 90% of the tickets, 90% of the money, San Diego State in this one. And so far, uh, totally opposite what I'm talking about as far as the ticket count's concerned. Tickets running high on the over here, almost overwhelmingly on the over. I disagree. I think Fullerton, good luck. Good luck getting 60 points tonight. Good luck getting 50. Good luck getting into the 50s, Fullerton, tonight. I'll talk a little bit of smack about this team, San Diego State. They definitely are a team that takes a nap against sometimes against teams. Never lose the game, and sometimes they make it a real struggle. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Thomas. We'll just get out of here. Nobody wants to talk college basketball. Nobody cares. Nobody likes college basketball. I'm still going to cover every night 3, 5, 7 games, whatever we have time for. The best games, the best matchups. Hey, get ready next time. If you want some previews, you can always ask in the Discord. Thank you for joining me here on the morning steam. Head on over to our website, Tony'sPicks.com. There's where I'll fire on college basketball. I'm going to have to turn on some winners. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20%. off all premium pick packages. Back tomorrow, more morning steam. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Hey, head out to the Discord and check me out there as well. I'm probably maybe go with some uh, college selections in there as well. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott.